pull up Ezekiel's description of what he saw. This is one of the favorite descriptions from the Bible, from the Old Testament, about UFOs that people love to bring up, because Ezekiel has this thing that he describes, and it's the most bizarre depiction. I saw an immense dust storm come from the north, an immense cloud with lightning flashing from it, a huge ball of fire glowing like bronze. Within the fire were what looked like 4 creatures vibrant with life. Each had the form of a human being, but each also had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were as sturdy and straight as columns, but their feet were hooved like those of a calf and sparkled with the fire like burnished bronze. On all 4 sides under their wings they had human hands. All 4 had faces and the wings touching one another. They turned neither one way nor the other. They went straight forward. Their faces looked like this. In front of a human face, on the right side, the face of a lion. On the left, the face of an ox. And in the back, the face of an eagle. So much for the faces. The wings were spread out with the tips of one pair touching the creature on either side. The other pair of wings covered its body. Each creature went straight ahead. Wherever the spirit went, they went. They didn't turn as they want. The 4 creatures looked like blazing fire or fiery torches. Tongues of fire shot back and forth between the creatures, and out of the fire, bolts of lightning. The creatures flashed back and forth like strikes of lightning. As I watched the 4 creatures, I saw something that looked like a wheel on the ground beside each of the 4-faced creatures. This is what the wheels looked like. They were identical wheels, sparkling like diamonds in the sun. They looked like they were wheels within wheels, like a gyroscope. They went in any of the 4 directions they faced, but straight, not veering off. The rims were immense, circled with eyes. When the living creatures went, the wheels went. When the living creatures lifted off, the wheels lifted off. Wherever the spirit went, they went, the wheels sticking right with them. For the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When the creatures went, the wheels went. When the creatures stopped, the wheels stopped. When the creatures lifted off, the wheels lifted off, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Over the heads of the living creatures was something like a dome, shimmering like the light, like a sky full of cut glass, vaulted over their heads. Under the dome, one set of wings was extended towards the other, with another set of wings covering their bodies. When they moved, I heard their wings. It was like the roar of a great waterfall, like the voice of the strong God, like the noise of a battlefield. When they stopped, they folded their wings. And then, as they stood with folded wings, there was a voice above the dome over their heads. Above the dome, there was something that looked like a throne, sky blue like a sapphire, with a human-like figure towering above the throne. From what I could see, from the waist up, he looked like burnished bronze, and from the waist down, like a blazing fire. Brightness everywhere. The way a rainbow springs out of a sky on a rainy day, that's what it was like. It turned out to be the glory of God. Like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, to anybody that's done DMT or ayahuasca or really tripped on psychedelics, though, you read that and it feels sort of familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The glory of God.
Yeah, the glory of
and
God.
And these visions of these beings.
And the fact that these things are like constantly changing their appearance.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing about the DMT experience, is like, it's not a stationary, static experience. It's like constantly changing and moving in front of you. And to see something like that in the sky. And the fact that it's so noteworthy that they wrote it down in the fucking Bible.
Maybe he found some of those mushrooms, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
In the cow shit.
Well, you know, there's a university in Israel, I think it's the University of Jerusalem, that theorized that the Moses experience of the burning bush was a DMT experience. And that what this is, like when you say Moses saw the burning bush, well, what kind of bush would burn that would give you a psychedelic experience? Well, the acacia tree. The acacia tree, which is very common to that area, is rich with DMT. And how do you psychoactively acquire DMT? You smoke it. Mm-hmm. So you're smoking this tree, this burning bush, and you're seeing God. And God has brought you 10 commandments of how to live life, which sounds like a lot of what you experience in the DMT experience. When you have that and you have these contact with the entities, they kind of give you guidelines of how to live.
Yeah.